In the next few minutes, I'm going to expose 8 popular coffee brands hiding excessive sugar, synthetic additives, and even safety recalls behind their convenient grab-and-go packaging. From bottled lattes loaded with more sugar than candy bars, to a cold brew recalled by the FDA for a potentially deadly toxin, what you're about to discover might completely change your next trip down the coffee aisle. And here's the good news. Stick with me until the end, because I'll reveal the 4 truly clean brands that actually deliver real coffee without the chemical baggage. Number 1 will change how you shop forever. Let's crack open the truth and separate the real brews from the chemical cocktails sitting in your fridge right now. Starting at number 8, Death Wish Nitro Cold Brew markets itself as the world's strongest coffee, built for thrill seekers and caffeine chasers. But strength means absolutely nothing if the product could make you seriously ill. The FDA issued a full recall covering all 11-ounce cans of Death Wish Nitro Cold Brew due to a potential risk of botulism, one of the most dangerous forms of food poisoning known to medicine. This wasn't a maybe. The agency stated clearly that consumers should not drink the product under any circumstances, and production was halted entirely until the company could implement an added processing step to eliminate the deadly threat. Now, botulism is especially dangerous for older adults, whose immune systems may not mount an effective defense against the toxin. We're talking about a neurotoxin that can cause paralysis, and in severe cases, death. Many of us remember a time when a can of coffee was something you grabbed without a second thought, trusting that basic safety standards were met. Death Wish shattered that trust. A coffee brand that requires a federal safety intervention and a complete production shutdown before it's considered safe to drink has no business sitting in anyone's refrigerator. When the government tells you to throw something away, that's not a casual recommendation or an overreaction. That is a warning you take seriously every single time. 7. Stok Mocha Cream Cold Brew Energy. At number 7, Stok's Mocha Cream Cold Brew Energy sounds like a sophisticated cafe experience in a can, but a closer look at the label paints a very different picture. Each 11-ounce can packs a hefty 195 milligrams of caffeine, a significant dose for such a small serving. The calorie count lands at 140, with 21 grams of total sugar and 16 grams of that being added sugar. To put that in perspective, that's almost as much added sugar as a full-size candy bar, hidden inside what most people think of as their morning coffee. But the ingredient list is where things really get concerning. Beyond coffee and cream, you'll find pectin, ginseng extract, coffee fruit extract, guarana extract, and sucralose, an artificial sweetener that many health-conscious consumers actively work to avoid. Guarana and ginseng are stimulant compounds layered on top of already high caffeine content, creating a cocktail of energy ingredients that your body is forced to process all at once. For anyone managing blood pressure, watching sugar intake, or simply trying to enjoy an honest cup of coffee, this drink is quietly working against every healthy choice you've made that day. 6. Victor Allen's Vanilla Iced Latte. At number 6, Victor Allen's Vanilla Iced Latte positions itself as an affordable, everyday coffee option. The kind of thing you grab without thinking twice. But affordable shouldn't mean loaded with fillers and chemical stabilizers. The ingredient list includes brewed coffee, reduced fat milk, sugar, cream, maltodextrin, potassium phosphate, pectin, natural flavor, and sodium citrate. That's 9 ingredients for something that should essentially be coffee with milk and a touch of vanilla. Maltodextrin deserves special attention here. It's a highly processed starch that spikes blood sugar faster than table sugar itself, which is particularly alarming for anyone managing diabetes or prediabetes, conditions that affect millions of older Americans. Potassium phosphate and sodium citrate are chemical stabilizers designed to extend shelf life, But they also add unnecessary sodium and phosphorus to your daily intake. At 150 calories per serving, those calories are coming from sugar and industrial fillers rather than quality coffee and real dairy. When your iced latte needs a chemistry set to hold itself together on a convenience store shelf, it's time to ask what you're really paying for. 5. International Delight Mocha Iced Coffee. Approaching our top 5 worst offenders, International Delight Mocha Iced Coffee wraps itself in indulgent, feel-good branding. The bottle looks like a treat, the flavor sounds like a cafe specialty, but the nutrition label tells a story that should stop you cold. The added sugars in a single serving account for 46% of your entire daily recommended value. Nearly half of all the added sugar you should consume in a full day, wiped out by one bottle of iced coffee. Saturated fat clocks in at 13% of the daily value as well, compounding the metabolic damage. The ingredients include coffee, skim milk, cane sugar, cream, cocoa, natural and artificial flavor, and Jalan gum. That phrase, natural and artificial flavor, is a red flag that food transparency advocates have warned about for years, because it can hide dozens of undisclosed chemical compounds under a vague umbrella term. Jalan gum is a thickening agent used to simulate a creamy mouthfeel without the cost of using real cream. For older adults carefully managing cholesterol, blood sugar, or heart health, a single serving of this coffee could quietly undermine an entire day of disciplined eating. When your morning coffee delivers nearly half your daily sugar allowance, it stopped being coffee a long time ago. It's liquid dessert with a caffeine kick. 4. Java Monster Mean Bean. At number 4, Java Monster Mean Bean tries to straddle the line between coffee and energy drink, and that hybrid identity is precisely the problem. Each 15 ounce can deliver 200 milligrams of caffeine and 220 calories. The ingredient list reads like something from a supplement lab: sugar, glucose, taurine, carrageenan, sodium alginate, and sucralose. That's an artificial sweetener layered on top of 2 forms of sugar, a combination engineered to maximize sweetness while masking the synthetic chemical aftertaste underneath. Monster's own FAQ page confirms that the taurine in their products is synthetic, not naturally derived from any food source. Carrageenan, a seaweed-based thickener, has drawn concern from researchers studying digestive inflammation, and it appears here alongside sodium alginate, another industrial stabilizer that you'd never find in anything resembling real brewed coffee. The company also acknowledges that some Java Monster products contain dairy, yet the energy drink styling of the can could easily mislead someone with lactose intolerance into thinking otherwise. Many older adults have enjoyed coffee their entire lives and know what real coffee tastes like. Java Monster Mean Bean isn't that. When your coffee requires synthetic amino acids, multiple forms of sugar, and industrial-grade thickening agents just to exist as a product, you've wandered very far from the coffee aisle and deep into laboratory territory. This is an energy drink wearing a coffee costume, and your body knows the difference even if the branding doesn't. 3. Starbucks Double Shot Energy. Vanilla claiming the number 3 spot, Starbucks Double Shot Energy. Vanilla carries one of the most recognized and trusted names in coffee on its label, but this product strays far from what you'd receive at the counter of your local Starbucks cafe. Each 15 ounce can contain 135 milligrams of caffeine, 210 calories, and 29 grams of total sugar. The ingredient list reveals sugar, maltodextrin, dextrose, taurine, guarana, ginseng, sucralose, and carrageenan. That lineup reads more like a sports supplement fact panel than a coffee label. 3 different types of sweetener in one can, sugar, dextrose, and sucralose, tells you that artificial sweetness is doing the heavy lifting here, not genuine coffee flavor. Taurine and guarana are stimulant compounds stacked on top of the existing caffeine, creating a layered energy surge that can be especially uncomfortable and even risky for older adults or anyone with cardiovascular sensitivity. The Starbucks name on the label creates an enormous amount of consumer trust, and that is precisely what makes this product so misleading. You reach for it expecting Starbucks quality and craftsmanship, But what you get is a caffeinated, sugar-loaded delivery system dressed up in that familiar green siren branding. 2. Starbucks Triple Shot Energy Cafe Mocha. Coming in at number 2, the Starbucks Triple Shot. Energy Cafe Mocha takes every concern from the double shot and amplifies it. This 15-ounce can delivers a staggering 225 milligrams of caffeine, 210 calories, and 30 grams of total sugar. 30 grams. That single number should give every health-conscious person pause because it exceeds the American Heart Association's recommended daily added sugar limit for women in one sitting and nearly reaches the limit for men. The ingredient list includes sugar, maltodextrin, dextrose, guarana, ginseng, carrageenan, and added vitamins. Those added vitamins might sound like a redeeming quality, a reason to feel okay about the purchase. But nutritionists have been clear for years. Synthetic vitamins in a sugar-laden energy drink do not offset the metabolic damage that 30 grams of sugar inflicts on your body. Guarana and ginseng once again appear as additional stimulants, compounding the caffeine load to levels that can trigger heart palpitations, heighten anxiety, and significant sleep disruption. For anyone over 45, that combination of extreme caffeine and excessive sugar isn't just unhealthy. It's a cardiovascular concern waiting to happen. The Triple Shot name is honest about exactly one thing. This drink is triple the trouble. 1. Starbucks Frappuccino Coffee. Taking the #1 spot as the absolute worst bottled coffee brand you can buy, the Starbucks Frappuccino is the drink that launched an entire category, and it remains the most problematic option on store shelves today. The 13.7-ounce bottle packs a full 300 calories and 110 milligrams of caffeine. The ingredients include brewed coffee, reduced fat milk, sugar, maltodextrin, and pectin. 300 calories for a single bottle of flavored coffee puts this product closer to a milkshake than anything resembling a responsible morning pick-me-up. But the excessive calories and processed fillers aren't even the most alarming part of this story. In 2023, select 13.7-ounce vanilla Frappuccino bottles were recalled nationwide because of possible glass contamination, glass fragments in your coffee. That recall was not a regional hiccup or a minor quality slip. It was a nationwide safety alert affecting one of the best-selling bottled coffee products in America, a product that millions of people trusted enough to hand to their families without a second thought. The combination of 300 empty calories, blood sugar spiking maltodextrin, and an actual physical safety recall involving glass contamination earns the Starbucks Frappuccino the undeniable distinction of worst bottled coffee brand in the country. When your coffee can hurt your teeth before it hurts your blood sugar, something has gone seriously, fundamentally wrong. After exposing the sugar-loaded, additive-heavy offenders, here's the good news for coffee lovers who refuse to give up their daily ritual. Not every brand has abandoned quality for profit margins and shelf life. These 4 brands prove that bottled coffee can be exactly what it should be. Real coffee, real ingredients, honest labels, and zero compromises. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by everything we just covered, take a breath. Because what's coming next will restore your faith that clean, simple coffee still exists on store shelves. 4. Wandering Bear Straight Black Cold Brew. Starting our safe list at number 4. Wandering Bear Straight Black Cold Brew keeps things beautifully and refreshingly simple. The ingredients are filtered water and 100% organic Arabica coffee sourced directly from Peru. That's the entire list. No sugar, no dairy, no stabilizers, no emulsifiers, no mystery compounds hiding behind the word natural. Just water and coffee, both chosen with care. The company labels the product sugar-free, dairy-free, and 100% organic. And when you look at that 2-ingredient list, every single one of those claims holds up without qualification or clever marketing language. The Arabica beans are certified organic, meaning they were grown without synthetic pesticides or chemical fertilizers contaminating the soil or the crop. For anyone who spent decades trusting familiar brands that turned out to be loaded with hidden fillers and artificial ingredients, Wandering Bear represents a genuine return to what coffee was always supposed to be: simple, honest, and brewed with integrity. When a company can put 2 ingredients on the label, and both of them are exactly what you'd expect to find, That's the kind of transparency you can trust with every sip. 3. Califia Farms Pure Black Medium Roast. At number 3, Califia Farms Pure Black Medium Roast delivers premium cold brew with a commitment to purity that sets it apart from nearly every competitor on the shelf. The ingredients are cold brew coffee, which is simply water and coffee, unsweetened, crafted with 100% Arabica beans, and absolutely nothing added to cloud the flavor or compromise your health. What truly distinguishes Califia Farms is the attention to detail that extends far beyond what's inside the bottle. The product carries non-GMO project verification, is certified carrageenan-free, and comes in BPA-free packaging. That last detail matters more than most people realize, because BPA is a well-documented hormone disruptor that can leach from containers into beverages, particularly during the storage and transport conditions that bottled coffee endures before it reaches your hands. Califia Farms has proactively eliminated that risk entirely. For health-conscious adults who want their coffee to be genuinely clean from the bean all the way to the bottle, Califia Farms delivers that promise without a single asterisk or exception. 2. Chameleon Ready-to-Drink Black Cold Brew Coffee. Coming in at number 2, Chameleon Cold Brew is living proof that patience and quality ingredients produce better coffee than any laboratory shortcut ever could. The ingredients are organic cold brew coffee, which is simply water and organic coffee. 2 ingredients, both certified organic, steeped for over 11 hours to extract maximum depth and flavor without needing sugar, chemical additives, or artificial enhancement of any kind. Chameleon describes the product as organic, dairy-free, vegan-friendly, and soy-free, checking every box that thoughtful consumers care about. That extended 11-hour steeping process creates a naturally smooth, low-acid cold brew that's exceptionally gentle on sensitive stomachs, a quality that many older adults come to deeply appreciate as their digestion becomes less forgiving over the years. There are no emulsifiers faking a creamy texture, no sweeteners masking bitterness, and no stimulant blends artificially amplifying your energy. Just coffee made the slow way, the honest way, the way it was meant to be made long before the bottled coffee industry decided shortcuts were more profitable. When a brand trusts time to do the work instead of relying on chemicals, you know every sip is something genuine. 1. Rise Brewing Company Original Black Nitro Cold Brew. Taking the top spot as the absolute best bottled coffee you can buy, Rise Brewing Company. Original Black Nitro Cold Brew represents everything that coffee should be and nothing that it shouldn't. The ingredients are purified water and organic coffee. 2 ingredients. That is the complete and total list. The nitrogen infusion creates a naturally creamy, cascading texture that feels luxurious in your mouth without adding a single drop of dairy, a single gram of sugar, or a single molecule of chemical thickener. Rise proudly labels the product organic, dairy-free, vegan, plant-based, and non-GMO. Every one of those claims is supported by the simplest, cleanest ingredient list in the entire bottled coffee industry. No maltodextrin, no carrageenan, no sucralose, no guarana, no ginseng, no artificial anything, just purified water and organic coffee, elevated by nitrogen into a smooth, velvety drinking experience that genuinely rivals the best cafe pour you've ever had. For decades, the bottled coffee industry convinced consumers they needed sugar and cream and stabilizers and flavor enhancers to enjoy coffee on the go. Rise Brewing Company proves that was never true. This is what coffee was always supposed to be: simple, pure, and genuinely good for you. There you have it. 8 coffee brands loaded with excessive sugar, synthetic additives, and genuine safety concerns, plus 4 that actually honor what a real cup of coffee should be. Before your next grocery run, remember this: flip that bottle around, read the ingredient list carefully, avoid anything with maltodextrin, sucralose, or guarana hiding in the fine print, and choose brands where coffee and water are the only things in the bottle. Your body will thank you for it. If this changed how you think about your morning coffee, hit that like button, drop a comment telling me which brand surprised you most, and share this with everyone who deserves to know what they're really drinking. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss content protecting your health and exposing the truth behind everyday products. Thanks for watching, and here's to cleaner, simpler coffee. Until next time, drink wisely.